The ACC Men's Soccer Championship first round starts tonight, and here in Raleigh, it's third-seeded NC State and 14th-seeded Louisville here at the Dail Soccer Stadium to open up this championship. As we take a look at the top half of the bracket, Virginia, the 1 seed, they get the bye. And here in the bottom half of the bracket, the winner of this match will take on Syracuse or Virginia Tech. Here with Brad Sweeney, I'm Andrew Sanders. Welcome to the press box here at the Dail Soccer Stadium. It's a beautiful night here in Raleigh, and the postseason is here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, postseason here, anything can happen at this stage.
Well, Louisville, 14th seeded in the ACC. Their rock has been Alex Svedanoff this year. He was preseason All-ACC, and he has led up to those expectations, coming off a shutout against Pitt. And he had 7 shutouts on the season. Really quality goalkeeper for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Despite Louisville's struggles to get 7 clean sheets so far this season, I think he'll be looking to just build on his own performances tonight.
But certainly a test for Svedanoff and the Cardinals' defense, because they're going up against one of the nation's premier goal scorers, tied for first in the country, Donovan Phillip, one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, one of the best players, one of the best strikers in the country, and I think what's so impressive, 15 goals, but all different types of goals. He can literally score from anywhere in any moment.
The postseason has arrived, and it kicks off next on the ACC Network Extra. It is a full moon tonight, and the NC State Wolfpack hoping maybe that's a good sign. Hosting here in the first round of the ACC Men's Soccer Championship. Let's take a look at 14th-seeded Louisville, coached by John Michael Hayden. Their leading scorer, Chase Vasquez, in the middle. It is important to note that on the back line, though, Ryan Quintos returns, did not play in the entire month of October, so to have him along the back line will give their defense a big boost. Meanwhile, for NC State, the 3 seed here in this championship, coached by Mark Hubbard in his 2nd season. Nikola Markovic and company back. Markovic, Caleb Tommy, and Justin McLean all missed the last match against Syracuse. To have their captain, their center back, Markovic back, big difference maker for the NC State Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's huge having Markovic back for NC State. Obviously, he was suspended for the last game, but to be captain of a side in your sophomore year, that's something in itself.
And we are underway here in the first round. NC State and Louisville, and immediately a ball played towards the top of the box and dealt with by the Cards, wearing the road black uniforms tonight. NC State in their home red. 2 teams have met 14 times in their history, but did not meet this season. Last played here in Raleigh last year in late October. NC State won 1-0 in that matchup on a goal in the 11th minute by Enrique Santos. NC State on the attack. Aiden Payne gets the start tonight, paired with Donovan Phillip, who we highlighted in the open. And that ball just a little bit out of the reach of Payne, who makes his 5th career start, 2nd of the season tonight. He has typically been an energy guy off the bench. They give him the start here in the postseason. NC State's had a fantastic season in the 2nd season for Coach Hubbard. And how do you follow up a year 1 in which he did a number of things that hadn't been done here in Raleigh in a long time to make the Sweet 16, but has put together an even better year. 11 wins and counting, the most wins since 2009. But Brad, it's all about building. As great as the regular season is, all about building and having success now here in the postseason.
Yeah, he'll just be looking to build on that season that NC State have had. Everyone can admit they've had a great year, but they'll look to win tonight. Keep progressing in the ACC tournament, and we'll also be thinking, the NCAA tournament as well. But need to get the job done tonight.
So Drew Lovelace on the ball. He scored on senior night from the penalty spot in that 1-1 draw against Syracuse. First attacking chance for the Cardinals, but this is well offside. That was Chase Vasquez making the run. And that is Nikola Markovic holding up, let him run by. John Michael Hayden, his 7th season head coach at Louisville, his 11th season total with the Cards. And they have had an up and down year, but to be able to get Quintos on the back line, looking for a little more offensive punch. Defensively, they have been strong this year. Lovelace cuts it back, and it'll be a corner. Both teams with plenty to play for. For Louisville, it's survive and advance here as they've reached the postseason. For NC State, obviously they want to, they have as good a team as anybody in the country. They want to win the ACC title, of course, but also with a few wins, they can make that resume good enough that they can just stay here at home in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and that's something that NC State haven't even spoke about for years, just hosting that many games at this stage of the year. But I mean, from Louisville's perspective and the coach's perspective, you know, it's just, you just win and you play again.
One match at a time.
Yeah.
Maloney takes the corner kick to the back post. Lovelace chips it back in. Payne got a head to it, but nothing will come of it. Is Sveninoff able to corral it. And that is the beauty of the postseason and why I love that everyone qualifies. That's kind of the spirit of an ACC championship. I feel like every team should qualify and have a chance, even if you didn't have the year that you imagined. Look, you got 90 minutes, maybe more, to settle it tonight and try to move on.
Yeah,
extend your season.
Just one game at a time, you know. And for Louisville, you've spoken about, you know, key players coming back into the lineup tonight. You know, Louisville's still a good team.
They've dealt with a number of injuries this year, particularly on the attacking side. Maloney attacking here. That ball takes a deflection and deflected again. Take Healy trying to get on it. All the way back to Logan Erb. Five minutes elapsed so far. NC State enjoying most of the possession. And a whistle and a foul. Mike Stutt, our referee tonight, blows his whistle. Well, John Michael Hayden, 7th year. 3 straight NCAA tournaments before last year. You see September 9th, they have experienced the highest highs. Went over Stanford. And looking to keep it rolling here, but injuries have decimated this team. It's also a very young team, as we spoke to Coach about. It's a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, it was interesting speaking to him. He likes a traditional style, you know, developing players, bringing them in as freshmen, keeping them for 4 years around, which...
You were a 4-year player.
Yeah, which is great to see. You know, I think college is, a lot of it is about development as well as winning. So it's great to see, you know, giving freshmen and sophomores the chance to play, you know, every game. But one thing that I'm sure they've been flagging is, you know, they're a good team. They can do it. They beat Stanford earlier on this year, and Stanford are a top team. So.
Quintos heads it down, back in the lineup. It speaks to really the DNA of John Michael Hayden, who redshirted his first year in college. He was the Kentucky Gatorade Player of the Year. Really good player, played professionally for a long time, but redshirted his first year at Indiana. The next 2 years, they won the national title. So he has experienced it firsthand. They're going to be in a program and grow in that program, going from, you know, redshirt to having a big role. Phillip. Shot block, maneuvered his way through the traffic jam momentarily. Maloney targeting Phillip just over his head. You see all the creativity of NC State and the runs in behind. Tyler Caton. Out to the right back, Caleb Tommy. Tommy pulls the string. Could not evade Ashton Flowers. NC State staying patient, but it's very compact for Louisville.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see how Louisville are setting up. You know, they're happy to, you know, sit back almost and just be tight, be hard to break down. But I think NC State, they're already doing a great job, and I think Tyler Caton is going to be key for NC State tonight, just getting the ball and keeping the tempo up and trying to just break Louisville down.
Phillip had it a number of times. Markovic got his head to it. Noah DeBlasis got it, head to it for the Cardinals momentarily, and it'll go out of play. Markovic back, received 2 yellows in the 2-0 win at Duke in Durham. But back and wearing the captain's armband.
I think that win against Duke was a great win for NC State, like a big statement as well.
I think would have been a quality, obviously a very quality win, regardless of circumstances, and then the fact that Donovan Phillip did not play in that match.
Yeah, and also Markovic getting sent off, and pretty sure they went down to 9 men that game.
Good opening ball for Maloney, and headed away by DeBlasis. Yeah, it was Justin McLean picked up his 2nd yellow in the 70th minute, and then Markovic in the 88th minute. So yes, they did play for 20 minutes down a man, and for 2 minutes down 2 men. And still kept a clean sheet, which they have done time and time again this season. NC State was the last team in the country to concede a goal. 8 straight shutouts to start the year. Logan Erb has been in goal and 12 shutouts in total. The Wolfpack has conceded just 4 goals on the year. And that is the matchup within the matchup. And again, there have been injuries, and as you said a couple of times, Louisville, a quality side. But the reality is this league is so tough that Louisville has been shut out 6 times in 8 league matches, and going up against an NC State team that rarely concedes a goal. But it's the postseason, and all it takes is one moment of magic. NC State looking for its moment here. Defended well by the Cards.
Yeah, and so far they've been defending well. I think NC State do put a lot of teams under pressure, especially, you know, they can be pretty direct. You know, they're very good on the ball, they're very patient, but when they need to, you know, talking about the long throw-ins, you know, they're putting Louisville under pressure straight away, but they're also happy to find Phillip, and let Phillip hold up the ball and bring others into play.
Jack Boring throws it in. Whistle and a foul as Vasquez draws the push. Mike Studd, our referee. Kevin Guido and Marcus Moss, our assistant referees tonight. When in advance, the winner of this match against Syracuse or Virginia Tech on Sunday. Connection not there, and now a chance to sprint for Tay Keeley. The pass cut out. Quinto's looking like he's in postseason form, despite the fact that he hasn't played since September 26th. Made 9 starts before injury. McLean finds Maloney, rips it across the face of goal.
Yeah, this is a great little ball from McLean. I think Maloney does a really good job to just flash it across the box, but he's getting up and it's like, who's there? He's expecting Phillip to be there or Payne to be there. He's just like, where is everyone? But just like that, just in moments like that, it's just showing what NC State can do. You know, it's just a little ball in there from McLean, just giving NC State the opportunity.
Maloney is a freshman, but coming over from Derby County in England and has played like a seasoned veteran, plenty of experience.
Yeah, I think the 2 fullbacks for NC State, I think Tommy on the right, I think Tommy's had a really good year. You know, he's explosive, he plays, this system suits him, you know, he's very offensive, you know, very getting up and down. You see him now playing almost like a winger. And Maloney, you know, not as attacking minded, but he's got a great left foot, you know, on set pieces, on deliveries. Definitely balance each other well.
Well defended, and Caleb Tommy sees that go out for a goal kick. Yeah, to your point, with Louisville sitting back, Tommy doesn't have to worry too much about defensive responsibilities. He can just go forward. Yeah,
and I think this system for NC State, you know, this diamond in the middle, you know, Lovelace is more of a central player. You know, he likes to come inside, and that frees up Tommy to have all that space on the right-hand side, and it's the same on the left-hand side as well with McLean. You know, both more central players, you know, giving, you know, the fullbacks more space, more time on the ball, more opportunities to get up and down.
Maybe a chance here for Louisville. Fred Hall finds running mates. Olayinka Ogunlea, a left back. Caden into the feet of Lovelace. He gives it away. Works hard to win it back. Tyler Caton. Well, you mentioned his distribution and keeping up the pace would be important. Had to go there as he stepped into that one. NC State will be disappointed to not win on senior day. It was a 1-1 draw, sharing the spoils with Syracuse. Might see them in the next round if they can advance and if the Orange can get past Virginia Tech. And again, it was a shorthanded side. Would have finished second if they could have held on to that lead. Tommy rolls it into the box, and McLean side foots it wide.
Two same chances. First Caton, first McLean.
Yeah, it looks like that shot's going to be there the way Louisville are defending right now.
It's difficult for them though. You know, they're having to whip it back across goal. This ball here as well is bobbling a little bit. It's not easy to control. I think the first one as well from Tommy to Caton was bobbling as well. But this one, yeah, difficult.
Again, McLean missed the last match as well. He scored 3 times this year. Healy along for Aiden Payne. And Healy just barely overhits his cross. Celebrated his birthday on senior night, did take Healy. A goal and 8 assists to lead the team this season. And that's been the combo. Healy, Phillip made this team one of the best in the country. They were ranked #1 for the first time in program history earlier this season. Payne trying to create something by himself. Boring steps in to dispossess him.
Yeah, the few times Louisville have gotten into NC State's half, they just need to be a little bit more careful with the ball. You know, they're giving a couple of times now, they're just giving the ball away quite easily. But you see here, they're so NC State, they're doing a good job, but I think Louisville just dropping a little bit too deep, you know, just inviting pressure from NC State.
Caton, he'll try again.
You know, just looking at that, you know, Louisville's 2 forwards, you're right on top of their own 18-yard box.
ACC Fall Championships continue on the ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Our women's soccer semifinals tomorrow, 5:30 and 8 Eastern. The Field Hockey Championship coverage starts at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Then the men's soccer tournament continues with quarterfinals on Sunday, starting at 2 p.m. So 20 minutes in, you see defensive style from Louisville. Not entirely a surprise, but sitting very deep. Lovelace whips it in. DeBlasis away.
Yeah, they're sitting deep, but I will say they're back four, they're 2 centre backs. You know, they've done a good job defending anything that's came their way. Yep. NC State putting a lot of crosses in, but you know, it's just when they get NC State get into their final third or they get into Louisville's half, I think Louisville just quite happy to just let them come, or you know, they're struggling to just get pressure on the ball and you know, get up and get out. It's like now they need to be shifting up as soon as the ball's going back for NC State, but.
Tommy, good ball, Lovelace! For the second straight match, the senior scores! Fourth of the year for the 4-year player at NC State.
From Tommy, just nice and smooth on the ground, and then Lovelace just does really well just to control it. It just doesn't need to get much pace on the ball just because this cross in, you know, great cross, great pace on the ball. Lovelace just controls it, just guides it into the bottom corner.
And really nothing that Alex Svedinov could do about that. So an opener for the Wolfpack here in the first half. A 22nd minute goal by Drew Lovelace on the feed from Calum Tommy.
Just looking back at the build-up to that goal, we were speaking about Louisville just getting pressure onto NC State. They're struggling to get pressure on the ball, and NC State just finding themselves with so much time just to find that pass to Tommy for the goal.
It was coming, but the last couple of chances had been maybe top of the box area, and that one really just a tap in for Lovelace. Healy and Phillip always a consideration for the opposing back line. So down 1-0 on the road, certainly not a time to panic, but when it comes to the postseason, the stakes are raised, and we'll see the Cardinals' response to going down here in the first half.
Yeah, right now you can see they're quite content for NC State's two centre backs to have the ball. They should be doing this. Now this is great pressure on McLean, just finding those opportunities to put pressure on the ball. And now NC State gone all the way back to Herb, their goalkeeper.
That was Elijah Brisbassi in the midfield, applying that pressure. Junior from Baltimore.
Yeah, like it's fine for Heifers to have the ball, but now Lovelace's guy, he got to put pressure on the ball now, and just finding the opportunities where you can squeeze up, get pressure on the ball, and force NC State backwards a little bit.
High work rate from Brisbassi, who doesn't come off the pitch much. He's played the full 90 in 5 of the last 6 matches.
I think what's killing Louisville at the minute is that Hefes and Markovic are doing so well. They've got time on the ball, but they're going forward with it. You see here, if Markovic or I think Hefes, he's bringing it forward. He's pushing NC State up the field and pushing Louisville back, and the same for Markovic now. The first touch. They're making it hard for Louisville to get out.
McLean trying to get around Fred Hall, and does. Healy in a dangerous area, knocked down. Oof, what a ball. Goal kick. And to your point earlier about the backs for NC State, that first ball to Maloney, very high up. Calum Tommy, we've already seen him with 1 assist, nearly picked up a second. Yeah, that's got to be fun to play outside back in this system.
Yeah, they're basically wing backs here. They're the wingers and fullbacks. They've got all this space just to get up and down. They've got so much freedom. But again, I think the two centre backs for NC State, they're doing a really good job at just bringing the ball up and then finding their fullbacks.
Update from a very rainy Syracuse. As Fred Hall probes forward for the Cards. Bilal Camara. Good service, dealt with, as you see on the right side of your screen. Syracuse strike. So we have had goals in both of these matchups. Tim Brederic with his 3rd goal of the season for Syracuse.
Looks a little bit cold up there.
And if Louisville were to win this match, and Syracuse, that result holds, Louisville would go to Syracuse next. NC State happy to be maybe avoiding the rain and the cold of Syracuse if this score holds up. Took a deflection into the hands of Logan Erb. Syracuse in November can get chilly.
Yeah, it's always this time of the year, ACC tournaments, or even the last game of the season. Playing away at Syracuse is never easy.
Maloney trying to say that it's a handball, it'll be a corner. Let's see. Jack Boring certainly in the box. He did have his arm out. I don't know if it ever contacted.
Yeah, I think he got his head to it.
Here's Caden's corner. To the back post! Oh! And McLean full force into it. Well, if it hits the target, I think it hits the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a great set piece. You can see here, NC State, they were just boxing Louisville in. It's a great opportunity for McLean. You know, he'll wish he could get that one back. You'd expect him to score those 9 times out of 10.
Could have been a quick 2-0. And that was the issue for NC State against Syracuse. Got the first goal, had some other opportunities to make it a second, could not. And we were talking earlier, that one magic moment, Syracuse able to get one of those late in the match and able to take a point on the road.
Yeah, I think NC State, you know, given their last match against Syracuse as well, you know, they'll look to get this second goal just to give them that little extra bit of breathing room there. But they're just putting Louisville under so much pressure, whether it's set pieces, throw-ins, or just...
Healy will try and sails. Full moon looking on this match tonight. Phillip wins it over Agulia. .15 minutes to go first half. NC State got a 22nd minute goal by number 22, Drew Lovelace. It's Lovelace here with a header to the middle of the box, headed away. Play all the way back to Erb. He smothered a deflected shot earlier, but hasn't had a whole lot to do tonight. Mostly been like us, watching his offense work. This was just a moment ago. Alex Svedanoff playing with no right shin guard. don't know what kind of equipment issue he was having or if it was irritating or what, but said, you know what, I'll just play with that, get rid of it. It's a nice shin guard.
He's just had enough of it.
And it was after the goal kick, so maybe not pleased with the goal kick taken, said, you know what, if it's going to get in the way, do I really need this?
Hopefully not, but...
yeah, hopefully not.
It's definitely had somewhat of a busy night so far. You'd expect more of the same.
Patient. Oh, defended by Boring. And the race is on.
Yeah, this is where Louisville can catch NC State.
And Flowers gets by Heffis. Flowers tests Herb to his right for a diving stop.
That's the first time we've seen this tonight, but this is how Louisville can, just the way the game's going, this is how they can break NC State down. NC State got so many numbers forward. Louisville with their pace, with their speed up top, you know, if they're gonna get anything, it looks like that's how they're gonna get it.
Ashton Flowers, freshman from Nashville's made a big difference as this season has gone on. He missed the first 12 matches, but made his debut in mid-October against Wake Forest and has played a ton since, 83 minutes against the Deeks, and he's played the full 90 in the last 3 matches. Both teams going to make some substitutions. We'll tell you about the ACC Huddle Saturday morning. The ACC Huddle crew will be in Charlottesville, Virginia at the University of Virginia to get you ready for another full day of football. 2-hour pregame show. They'll have game previews along with expert analysis and featured stories right here on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Donovan Phillip gets a break. And Ibrahim Kande back in for NC State, along with several others, Frankie DiFrancesco, Tomas Lamai, and Carlos Santamaria. Important to note for Kande, he has not played since the 10th of October against Clemson. Just his 7th appearance of the year. He's been dealing with injuries pretty much all year, but he was the opening night starter alongside Donovan Phillip. So great to see him back healthy just in time for the postseason. The number 9 for the Wolfpack. Coach Hubbard saying, you know, we haven't been fully healthy and had, you know, all systems go in our forwards all season. So many numbers in the box for NC State. Play continues. I think both teams expected a whistle. That was Caton, I believe, who got the worst of it.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was too much in the initial challenge, maybe the way Caton landed, but those ones are always tricky when the ball's up in the air and you got 2 players going for it.
Caton, who came to NC State after a couple of years at Missouri State, played in the Fulham system out of Surrey, England. Wind starting to pick up here in Raleigh. Foul on Louisville. Quentin Wilson just came on as a substitute. Michael Lee Has also entered the match, and Leon Kondich. 3 subs for John Michael Hayden. Good step. And again, Louisville seeking out the counter.
Yeah, I think NC State just needs to be a little bit careful, because you've seen now a couple of times Louisville how they can break NC State down. I think Hefes did really well just to read that pass, but you know, if Louisville gonna break NC State down, it's gonna be with counter-attacking.
DiFrancesco into the 6, Boring heads it out. And this is Isaac Hefes territory. The long throw knocked down. Santa Maria. See the danger of the long throw. It's right there on the doorstep for anyone to hit.
It's almost like having a corner for NC State. It's been like that all season now.
See the shots. Lamai gets on the ball for the first time. 7 minutes, we'll talk to Coach Hubbard. Good ball to Healy. Take Healy. Still with it. And closed down by Agunlea. Another long throw coming, and that high trajectory could cause some problems for the Cards. Lamai got ahead to it, and it falls to Santa Maria on the back post. Blocked. Another ball in. Knocked out of there by Michael Lee. Boring had the block. Santa Maria, yes! But he just had a chance on the back post. This one he finishes for his first goal with the Pack, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, this is a great finish. Santa Maria does really well just to bring the ball down, but the placement of that, just a set calm under pressure, just to bring it down, have that touch, and just find the bottom corner. That's a great finish, great goal.
Talk about precision. You can see from that look, number of bodies in front, splits them all. His first of the season, but the 14th goal of his career. And his 82nd career appearance. The experience of Santa Maria and this Wolfpack side showing up here in the first round.
She doesn't love you anymore.
So a whole lot still to be played here, obviously, in Raleigh, but NC State gets that second goal that it so desperately wanted and could not get last time out on senior night against Syracuse. Potential matchup in round 2. The Orange still lead the Hokies of Virginia Tech 1-0. Did score a second goal, but for a moment, and it was disallowed due to offside. Lamai running forward, trying to cut it across Boring, and he's been solid here on this near side. Now, big hill to climb for Louisville. NC State has not conceded 2 goals in the same match all season. Conde knocked down. And a protest from Quintos. From here, it looked like a whole lot of contact. Yeah, arms extended, says Mike Studd. Take another look. Quintos feeling as if Conde fell down a little too easily. Let's see.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Not really going for the ball, just trying to block him off.
Yeah. And once you get the arm extended, I'm honestly surprised that he was protesting.
Yeah.
Santa Maria, who just scored to make it 2-0. '40th minute. Does NC State have another?
Come on, boys. Yes, Raleigh, again.
You see the vision of Santa Maria.
If Intramural's up and half, you're going to need a score, right? Yeah.
You're grown up
Di Francesco called for the foul there. TJ Kaho'ali'i. Bridge Bassi. Change the angle of attack. Herb takes it out of the air, and Conde taking exception. And now hold on. Conde looking to protect his goalkeeper. Boring hits the deck. Olienka Ogunlea. A little contact with Herb as they talk things over, and that's what Conde took exception to. It will be reviewed by referee Mike Studd. What did you see live?
I mean, yeah, Herb's coming to get the ball, gets caught late, but
goes up.
I mean, innocently, he's just going for the ball. You know, I just think NC State, they shouldn't get involved with any of this. You're 2-0 up. You don't need to risk anything.
Conde saying, hey, I didn't like that. Maguglia is saying, I'm just going for the ball. Not a whole lot there, yeah?
No, I'm not sure there's too much to review.
Yeah. At least not in the initial. Now, afterwards, when people came together,
yeah.
I don't know if there was anything extra.
It's like Duke all over again.
But again, I think if you're NC State, you just shouldn't get involved with any of this.
Okay, some shoving, a few words.
Wait, go like in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know if that was enough contact.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, do one.
I think Hefes and Markovic, they know they don't need to get involved with that. I think Hefes does a good job of just pulling Kunde back.
3, 2, 1. Wait, I'm trying. Okay, thank you.
So as expected, like nothing there. NC State with 2 goals in this first half, maybe a last-second chance for the Cards. Markovic escorts Kondic. It'll be a long throw opportunity for Quintos and Louisville. Trying to get the final word on the first half. Whistle blew. And again, Maguglia and Herb in the mix. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Brad, what'd you think? 2-0 NC State.
I mean, comfortable first half for NC State. I think they're cruising. They're cruising. Difficult first half for Louisville.
We've got head coach Mark Hubbard joining us. 2-0 at half, coach. Postseason's a new season. To be 2-0 at half, what did you like?
Well, they were either going to approach it in 2 ways, like come and sit in and do what they did, or try and press us high in some sort of man-to-man thing. So I think anytime you can get a couple goals and settle us before half is a good thing. We just can't let them off the hook in some of these things that are happening in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, coach, do you expect Louisville to change anything in the second half? I
think they'll have more energy. They've got nothing to lose, so they're going to pump everything forward, and we got to do better in these moments to settle the ball down and continue to pin them in their end. And as they continue to push out, more space will be around for us to hopefully play some teammates in for another goal.
Thank you, coach.
Thanks.
NC State head coach Mark Hubbard. His side up 2-0 at the break here in the first round of the ACC Men's Soccer Championship. Here at halftime at the Dail Soccer Stadium. NC State with goals from Drew Lovelace and Carlos Santamaria. Andrew Sanders here with Brad Sweeney. So 2-0 to NC State. But the 3-14 matchup here in the ACC championship, we know how good this conference is. This championship is incredible. What does it take to win it?
I mean, anything can happen postseason in this championship. I think that's what Louisville's mentality was going into this game. But I think NC State, just had a great first half. But I think, just having that momentum going into the tournament is a big, big key to go and be successful into the tournament.
So many good teams here in the ACC, and the first round preview, Clemson and hits Clemson, one of the highest flying offenses in the country. And that is a matchup that is just now kicking off on the ACC Network Extra. How about Duke and Cal? NC State was big fans of Cal. The Golden Bears handing Stanford a loss. That ended up making UVA the 1 seed. But Duke plus 24 on the season. That is total, not just conference play, but the Blue Devils always quality. Wake Forest so good historically, taking on SMU.
Yeah, historically, SMU coming into the ACC, another great team with Stanford. So I think this one will be a great game to watch as well.
Just kicking off on the ACC Network Extra. And the 8-9 matchup, doesn't matter what the sport is, the 8-9 matchup is always going to be close. And North Carolina and Notre Dame, the winner will play Virginia.
Yeah, two great teams.
And one more in the first round to show you Stanford disappointed to not be the 1 seed, but they are the 2, and they host Boston College out west. That's why the late start, 9 o'clock on the ACC Network Extra. And that 2 seed, of course, matched up in the semis with this side of the bracket, the 3 seed NC State. If the bracket, of course, holds. So there's the top half of the bracket. And Virginia able to rest and hope to not be rusty. But the bottom side of the bracket, this side, Virginia Tech scored. So 1-1 the score up in Syracuse. And again, the other 2 matchups, 7 o'clock just kicked off, SMU and Wake Forest, 9 o'clock Stanford and BC. And our score here in Raleigh, 2-0 Wolfpack. A whole lot more to come from the City of Oaks. With Brad Sweeney, I'm Andrew Sanders, and we've got highlights for you. Drew Lovelace got the scoring started, calmly taken.
Yeah, and I think it was just a build-up on the right-hand side. Tommy, great ball in, and then Lovelace, just great finish, great control on the ball, just slotted it into the bottom corner.
Caleb Tommy creating chances from that right back position, and Lovelace has scored in back-to-back matches. And then Carlos Santamaria came off the bench to score his first as a member of the pack.
Yeah, and this one was a great little finish, great touch under pressure, and he does really well just to place it in that bottom right-hand corner. But this touch just set him up to have a finish like that.
That last angle showed you splitting a number of Louisville defenders to score that vital second goal. So 2-0 NC State here at halftime, and a lot to be happy about for head coach Mark Hubbard. But as he said, he didn't want to get involved in this stuff in the last 5 minutes and wanted to keep his foot on the gas.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great first half. There's cruising, and they're going into this halftime with so much confidence, looking to do pretty much the same in the second half, but expect some changes from Louisville.
Sure, and Louisville will be pressing, no doubt. Have everything to play for and nothing to lose.
Yeah, different second half. We expect Louisville was sitting back much in the first half, but the second half we would expect them to just step up, press, put NC State under a little bit of pressure, and then that should open the game up a little bit more.
When we come back, we'll have second half action from the Dail Soccer Stadium. 2-0 Wolfpack. And And we welcome you back to Raleigh. 2-0 NC State. Back with Brad Sweeney. I'm Andrew Sanders. We're now joined by Louisville head coach Sean Michael Hayden. Coach, thank you for joining us here. What was your message to your side at the half?
Yeah, we knew what they wanted to do. They were going to attack the wide areas and try to get service in the box. And honestly, it was one of those things where I thought we were actually tactically set up, and then for whatever reason weren't aggressive in the wide area that we needed to do, especially in that first one, and even in the second one I thought they dropped on top of the box. And for me, that's somebody's just got to step to it. So the word being aggressive is the key. I think in transition we certainly had a couple opportunities there, and we got to capitalize on that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
So aggressive being the key, and kind of as we expected. Now there might be certainly some personnel adjustments, but the number one adjustment, you expect just more aggressiveness and movement going forward for Louisville.
Yeah, you'll expect some, maybe not changes in personnel, but changes in what they're doing with that aggressiveness. Just stepping up, getting out to NC State, maybe pressing a little bit higher. Slight changes like that, but I do agree they did have a couple of chances on the counter-attack. You know, one or two where they do look dangerous, and NC State were pretty open, but see if they can do any more of that in the second half.
Always great to talk to Coach Hayden, who paid you a visit, recruited you out of England.
Long time ago.
Second half underway. You heard Coach Hayden talk about NC State knew what they wanted to do, attack from the wide areas, and that's kind of what we talked quite a bit about in that first half of Riley Maloney, who gets on the ball here, or plays the ball here, I should say, and Caleb Tommy on the other side.
Yeah, we spoke about that a lot in the first half, just how much time and space Tommy and Maloney had in those wide areas. But yeah, just looking at this now, you'd expect Louisville to try and step up, which they are slightly, but I think not too much change made from, too many changes made from them. But I think Coach just wants to be a little bit more aggressive when they do go out to press, when they choose to.
Starting the second half for Coach Hubbard, Donovan Phillip back out, but also Ibrahim Kande. It was Aiden Payne who drew his second start of the year, but Kande back healthy, and he is the second half starter. And that was the original pairing up top for NC State to begin the season. Beautiful ball here. Lovelace's got the scoring started to Maloney. And intercepted before it makes its way to Donovan Phillip.
In fairness to Louisville, we haven't really mentioned Phillip at all. It was pretty, didn't really do too much in the first half. Same with Payne and same with Kunde. Louisville did a really good job just keeping them quiet. But you know, with NC State, with Lovelace, with Santa Maria, with Caton here, got so much talent to create chances and take chances as well.
And so now with Phillip and Kande in there as targets, going to make Caton respot the ball. But that was the idea. And Kande, again, hasn't played since October 10th. Coming off of his second injury, as he missed the month of September. Just his 7th appearance of the season. Be a big difference maker. Extra offensive punch. Svedinov comes out, which is scary to think about. This NC State team is scoring goals in bunches. They've been ranked #1 this year and haven't had one of their top scoring options. And to take nothing away from Donovan Phillip, 15 goals. He might not have had to have quite that responsibility goal scoring wise if Kande was healthy all year.
Yeah,
but certainly capable of stepping up when they're shorthanded.
I mean, just shows the depth that NC State do have.
This is a team that is a contender for this championship and a contender for the national championship, and they want to put themselves in the best spot possible, of course. And again, they want to win the ACC for the sake of winning the ACC, but also the further they get in this championship, the better their seeding, the better their opportunity to go far surpass their Sweet 16 from a season ago.
Yeah, and if they do well in the ACC, then you'd expect them to be hosting a couple of games.
Chance for the Cards. It was sent goalward, but never made it there. Too many red shirts. It was a very comfortable night at kickoff. Who's now gotten a bit chilly. Fred Hall smothered by Markovich. Well, he does it really so effortlessly. And again, Conde, who just came back, picks up a knock here.
Yeah, we've seen the long throw in for
forget about that replay because NC State restarted quickly and got it to Phillip.
I was going to say, we usually see the long throw-ins for NC State, when you see Louisville trying to do the same there.
If you're the Cardinals, you don't have to get it all back at once, right? Pressure.
Yeah.
Have a moment, and would go a long way to get that goal early here in the second half. But again, a tall task for a team that has struggled to score. Although, talking to Coach Hayden before the match, you know, there have been some matches in which they felt like their chance creation was enough to score, was enough to win, and it just was not there in that final moment. Yeah. But in terms of chance creation, don't be surprised, especially as they get a little more aggressive as this match goes on. If they don't have some quality chances, the question is, are they going to be able to finish them?
Yeah. We haven't really seen that too much tonight. We've seen a couple of chances in the first half, but I wouldn't say too many great opportunities, clear-cut chances. But you know, they have had their chances this season. But I think for NC State, you know, just breaking down Hefes and Markovich, you know, they're great on the ball. That's where we've seen them a lot on the ball, just building out from the back. But when they need to defend, they're really, really, really solid.
NC State in the wide area. It's Tommy. We've got some scoring updates for you. SMU and Wake Forest both scored in the first 5 minutes. Do you think they were ready to play?
Starting quick.
That matchup in Dallas. And how about this? Pittsburgh scoring in the first 10 minutes to take the lead against Clemson. Pittsburgh could not score against this Louisville team last time out.
Yeah, similar to Louisville, you know, historically in the past couple of years, Pitt have been a great team. You know, surprising to see that game in the first round. Clemson and Pitt, usually they're two of the top teams in the ACC. So,
Rich Bassey at the top of the box. Healy and Phillip on the counter. Conde joining. It's a 3-on-2. And defending, and that's where Louisville's going to get stretched out. Noah DeBlasis.
Yeah. I was going to say, we were kind of speaking about that a little bit earlier on. You know, it's Louisville opening, you know, pressing a little bit higher, playing a little bit further up the pitch. That will open the game up for NC State, and you'll see Phillip and Kunde, you know, they got space to run into. You can see the game open up.
So Pitt scoring in the first 10 minutes, could not score against this Louisville team in the regular season finale. Keep in mind, the first team to score on NC State this season was Pitt. So quality shutout for the Cardinals, and Svedinov has to contend this cross. John Michael Hayden said after that 0-0 score against Pitt, he was proud of his team for just how hardworking and collective the effort was, and to see that kind of buy-in and grit from his team was really encouraging entering the postseason. I think they've played with buy-in and grit in this one too. Reality is, you're just going up against one of the best teams in the country. And as you heard from Coach Hubbard just after the clock hit zeros, right before both teams went in the locker room, they didn't know what to expect from Louisville, but they're going to play it one of two ways. They're either going to sit back and try to absorb a little pressure, or maybe a high press. They did try to absorb some of that pressure, as the foul is committed here by Fred Hall. A little sportsmanship as he apologizes to Lovelace. But they did sit back. So it was crucial for NC State to get that goal from Lovelace in the 22nd minute. Nearly a third. Healy sails it.
Quick free kick there for NC State.
And we've seen a couple of times here. They got it down to Phillip, and then
Healy there just made that early run. Saw an opportunity. I'm sure he would have wanted to do better there with the finish, with the shot, but it was good thinking. But yeah, it was interesting speaking to the coaches. Hearing both seemed, well, I think Louisville were a little bit surprised at NC State how much they went wide, but I think for NC State that's where all the space was. That's how Louisville were set up, and like the Louisville coach was saying, not aggressive enough. NC State had a lot of time and space on the ball. But yeah, opted to sit back and let NC State build and have the ball for the majority of the first half.
Good skill from Caleb Tommy. See Jack Lewis here. His second half. I talked in the open about Markovich and what he means to this team defensively, to have him back, and see Justin McLean be dangerous, and Caleb Tommy. NC State with Conde back as well, healthy. This is a team basically at full strength. They've looked like it to this point. Caton takes it. Healy finds Lovelace. There's Phillip. Save from point-blank range by Svedinov.
Good opportunity for Phillip. Lovelace just was really well. Just receiving the ball on the hot turn, just taking the touch, and a little pass into Phillip. Great ball.
Tommy out wide. The drums of the Red Terrors keep the rhythm for NC State. Caton to Conde. Nice defending by Flowers. We're going to take a look at the moment before Donovan Phillip.
Yeah, first great ball from Healy, and then Lovelace, nice little slip there, and then I think Phillip has the right idea, just trying to dink it over, go a little bit higher. You know, difficult because the keeper just comes out, smothers his space, does really well.
Svedanoff made himself as big as he could and big enough to make a key save. And it is, again, NC State has not conceded. I mean, they've only given up 4 goals all year, so have not conceded 2 in the same match. But if you're Louisville at 2-0, it starts with 1 goal, you got a half hour. It would be very hard to see a 3-0 comeback, keeping his team in this match.
I think if you Coach Michael Hayden, you're thinking just to try and get back into the game. We've got nothing to lose at this point. You know, if they win, get to the next round. If they don't, you know, that might most likely be their season done.
Lovelace squares. He comes back to him, but he's in an offside position. Yeah, the issue for Louisville, and the RPI is 59, so you think, okay, you get on a run. The issue, too, is you have to be over 500. Right now, 5 wins to 6 losses. They would have to win a couple. Good to see Ibrahim Conde return for NC State. Made his return in the first half, and he puts in just over 15 minutes of work here in half number 2. Heffis escorts it back out of play. Says, I'll take another throw in from there. Camera. He's trying to hold it up for as long as he could. Santa Maria, who scored the second goal, to Aiden Payne. Payne in the starting 11 tonight. NC State with 2 goals and all this pressure. We really haven't seen Phillip touch the ball too many times. Just had that chance a moment ago.
Yeah, I think NC State, just the way Louisville is set up, a lot of the play is going to be in those wide areas, but this is where Louisville can catch NC State, just these transitions.
Isaac Heffis makes the challenge on Philip Fredhall.
He needed to make that challenge. He needed to come over and stop that. I think NC State got a little bit lucky there. Heffis just was really well just to get across, but it looked like it was a 3v1 in Louisville's favor.
Cleared away. And that's got to be so frustrating as a visitor here in Raleigh when they have so much of the ball in the wide areas, and you finally break through, get a chance. There's Markovich and Heffis, two experienced, really dominant center backs.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but I think that's the chances that Louisville need to take, that the coaching staff were talking about before the game. You know, just having the opportunities to finish those chances, because you do get those opportunities. They do find themselves in positions like that, but they just need to be a little bit more convincing when they get to those positions.
An update, Wake Forest has scored again. 2 goals on the road. And North Carolina also on the road. Abial with a 21st minute goal.
These road teams getting early goals.
Yeah. Which is surprising for really 2 reasons, right? Because first of all, you've played in this league. It's hard on the road. And then you're playing a team that finished ahead of you in the conference standings. So it might be an even matchup, but a team that at least had a better regular season than you.
Yeah.
And to see some road teams having some success, interesting here in the first round.
Yeah, I think this conference is so good, though. There's very little between the 8 and 19 and the 7 seed against 10, your SMU against Wake. But yeah, it is difficult to get a win on the road.
NC State holding serve at home so far, up 2-0. And of course, as the 3 seed would host either Syracuse or Virginia Tech. At last check, that was a 1-1 match. And it is still 1-1. It's still raining, I'm told, up in the Salt City also. But, you know, for it to be precipitation in November, just be thankful it's rain and not snow.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Golden Snowball Award?
Mm-mm.
It is an annual competition that Syracuse has with Albany, Binghamton, Buffalo, and Rochester to see which upstate New York City gets the most snowfall every year. Syracuse won 13 of the first 14 years that they held the award.
It's nice to have those competitions up north. Definitely can't have them down here.
Here's our Week 11 ACC Network Saturday football lineup at noon Eastern. SMU takes on BC, then we'll have a command center presentation of Syracuse and number 18, Miami. Finally, it's Florida State and Clemson at 7 Eastern. All 3 games are also available on the all-new ESPN app. Fred Hall had the right idea, just not on the same page. Michael Lee returns. And Ashton Flowers played a lot recently and played well. So Lee off the bench tonight. He's been a starter pretty much all year, 15 starts on the year. His brother Matthew played soccer at Queens University, right here in North Carolina, down in Charlotte, who beat Clemson this year, I believe.
Yep, big upset.
NC State opened the season with Queens. At last check, Pitt was up 1-0 on the Tigers of Clemson. Louisville had enjoyed some possession for a while, but pitch is opened up now. Ely with options. Ely closed down by Michael Lee's fresh legs. Kamara just out of the reach of Boring. All right, another look at the goals. Started in the 22nd minute.
Yeah, we've been talking about these wide areas. Tommy there with great ball in. Let's getting things started for NC State. But I think this one was the best of the bunch. Santa Maria, this great touch and does well just to find that bottom corner through the defenders.
Lovelace with a quality celebration, too.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed that one. Yeah, but you're just looking and you're watching Louisville in the second half. You look a little bit tired, some tired legs out there, getting pressure out on the ball.
Defending so much in the first half, and then you got to really step on the gas and try to erase a 2-0 deficit. Golia down the near side. Lee back heels the Boring. Lewis. Jack Lewis did not get the start tonight, but good to see him back after missing the last match against Pittsburgh. McLean in for Santa Maria. So to see him in the second half, Conde getting healthier. You know, Jack Lewis is from Blackpool. Something pretty cool on his resume. Played for Liverpool Academy until age 16, then Leicester City. After that, scored in the FA Youth Cup semis against Man United at Old Trafford. I feel like that would be a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, that's not bad to have in your resume, especially scoring at Old Trafford.
To score at Old Trafford. Our entire production crew, by the way, all Chelsea fans, so they probably don't think as highly of that, but.
Theater of dreams.
Make him respot it. Kane leaves it for Maloney, who put it in a good area. And they call Donovan Phillip for the foul. pass. He pulls down Healy. Whistle blows again. Clock stopped. He said, look, it's fine. No, I already stopped the clock. NC State was saying that Louisville defender was not far enough back, and when you mark it off, that was the case. Phillip wins the header, and Svetanov springs to it. Boy, there was so much I was watching before the service. I was just watching Phillip, who was ready to make his run, and that connection was there.
Did well just to head it back.
And Michael Lee offside. Yeah, I wonder if we can get a look at. There was a lot before the ball was taken, and then the ability to put it right on the money and Phillip to win it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great header across goal. But he's so hard to defend against. Anywhere on the field, whether it's set piece or open play, whether he's running at you, it's just so, his presence is just so difficult to defend.
Kamara left it, and McLean takes it and back heels, and now here come the Wolfpack. It's Payne. Phillip taken down. Red Terrors thought there would be another whistle. Boring trying to split two. Man on, Lee snuck around and takes it away. All right, you be the referee.
Yeah, I think he went down too easy there. Not too much in it. The ref's standing right there as well. He's got a perfect view.
Lee's service hops into the hands of Herb. The way that Quintos was holding him and the way he fell, not quite aligning. Syracuse with a goal, now 2-1. Bradaric again, 2 goals. And in the rain, all smiles for the Orange faithful. So might we just have a second rematch, or a rematch, I should say, in just over a week. The Orange were just here on Friday. Could come back on Sunday. Well, at least they know where to stay, all the restaurants. You say hello to the hotel front desk. Hey, good to see you again.
Familiar with the area. But that can make a difference, like, given that they just played here last week, in terms of the field, what to expect. Like, if you just played here,
the familiarity.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, they aren't familiar with playing against Markovic and McLean and Caleb Tommy.
Yeah.
Certainly, be a different NC State side.
Different team, including those 3.
it was a match that was primarily dominated by NC State, but
Yeah.
a good goal and a 1-1 draw. Caden brings the crossbar. Exciting moment. It's pretty well taken. Kamara just behind Boring.
I think Kamara's been a bright spark though.
Yeah.
For Louisville.
Yeah, agreed.
He's looked dangerous anytime he's gotten the ball. Or it looks like at least he's tried to make something happen, be creative, move the ball with pace.
Ouch. Aiden Payne down. Clock stopped. And now more extracurriculars, and Drew Lovelace taking offense. Calling over Lewis and Lovelace. And a yellow to both. All right, this is what started it all. So Payne. And I don't think it was the initial contact that NC State was upset about. It was afterwards. Lewis, I guess, thought there wasn't a whole lot of contact with Payne.
Yeah, I think Lovelace just didn't like what he said.
Not going to talk to my guy like that.
But in fairness, I mean, with the head, like, looked a little bit close. I don't know if there was a lot of contact, if any contact. I mean, his head. So you always got to be careful there. But yeah.
So a goal and a yellow card tonight. That's a full match for Drew Lovelace.
Yeah, but if you're NC State, you know, I get Lovelace sticking up for his players, but you know, you 2-0 up, 10 minutes to go. You don't really need to get involved with that. You don't need to pick up the yellow.
We have a ACC men's basketball doubleheader next Friday night on the ACC Network. First at 7 p.m. Eastern, Indiana State travels to Durham to take on number 6 Duke. Then number 25 North Carolina host NC Central in Chapel Hill at 9 p.m. Both games are also available on the all-new ESPN app. As for these two programs, NC State hosting UAB on ACC Network on Friday at 9, and Louisville hosting Kentucky on ESPN. That's Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I'm sure I don't have to tell Louisville fans when they're playing Kentucky. Looking forward to watching all of those. Basketball seasons here. A great time of year for sports. You got men's soccer championship, so postseason. Basketball just tipping off. Louisville women's basketball losing to number 1 UConn, but testing themselves early. Always good under Coach Walls. Gotta love Pat Kelsey too. Other side. NC State with the debut of the Will Wade era with a huge win over NC Central. And then NC State women's basketball The top 10 win over the Lady Vols of Tennessee yesterday in Greensboro. Markovich deals with the initial cross. Here comes the second. We'll have to make something happen quickly here. DeFrancesco, that caught the hand. And it's getting a little chippy here. And our referee, Mike Studd, just trying to calm things down. And now, who just got a card here? Tomas Lamai and Noah DeBlasis. Now play restarts. Could be a moment here for Louisville. That ball basically disappeared, just a sea of boots, and Tyler Caton comes out of it.
I mean, it's a great ball in, dangerous ball, and he's just waiting. I don't think he gets touched too much, and that's why he's getting up, smiling, laughing. But yeah, it's just a scramble.
It's the clear, and then it was actually McLean, not Lamai, who earned yellow for NC State. Payne off the very top of the bar. Second time we've seen it hit. Caton hit it earlier. McLean wins that hitter. Caden Tolentino commits the foul.
I think there's been more fouls in the last 5 minutes than there has the whole game.
Yeah, it's been stop and start, stop and start. Yeah, 24 fouls. It just hasn't had the same rhythm to it, has it, that the first half had?
Yeah, but I think that's what happens when the game opens up. You know, Louisville, they gotta try and find something now.
Yeah, goal kick. Lewis is on a yellow, pulls down McLean, who's also on a yellow. Calmly done by Agunlea. So 5 minutes remain here in Louisville's season, unless they can come up with something dramatic. Opening here on the near side for Tolentino. Payne to Lamai. My, oh my. His first of the year.
Deflection. I think Payne does really well just to keep the ball alive and put it back in the line. It's the right place. Does well to get it on target, but I think the deflection just takes it away from the goalkeeper.
First of the year, third of the career of Tomas Lamai. Max Ogawa put some shin guards in. Score update. North Carolina scored again before halftime, so 2-0 on the road. And then Cal has made the trip all the way here and continuing their momentum. after the win over Stanford. Red Terrors going to enjoy a second round matchup here on Sunday. They have fun. Yeah, they have fun watching their side 3-0.
Enjoying themselves.
That kind of support from the Red Terrors. Again, this season that NC State is having and knocking on the door here of win number 12. But to advance to the second round, to host in the second round. And it's all about hosting. This team has been so good, really home or away, but to have this squad with this kind of support, and then Wake Med for the ACC Soccer Championship, that's right down the road for the College Cup, right? And so if you're one of the Red Terrors, which is the largest independent student organization at NC State club, to support, you can dream, hey, what if they just kept hosting? And what if they just kept winning? Wouldn't have to leave.
Wouldn't make it difficult to get to any of the games.
No.
Should have a lot of fans.
Wouldn't have to leave the triangle the rest of the season.
Yeah, but that's another factor as well, because in the ACC here, Torrington is in. Especially when you're playing like the Stanford, the SMU, no fans going to travel to, the Red Terrors aren't going to travel all the way to Stanford.
But you should. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's
great place. We're not the easiest. Yeah, not the easiest place to go to. But having your fans there at the games do make a big difference.
A 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
Mike Stutt, card in hand. And it's Maloney who sees a yellow card. And the discussion is about the ball being placed actually on the line. Now, Brad, I'm no expert corner kick taker. Does it really matter if the ball is rolled forward? I know as official as a rule it needs to be there. If you're taking the corner, is there really that much incentive for you to roll it just a few inches forward?
Sometimes where the paint is, the grass can be like dead. So you're just hitting on dead grass.
You don't want it there.
So you're not trying to like just inch it off the paint.
But just subtly enough that it's not noticed.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to be hitting it in the paint when it's just like a dead patch of grass. You just want to find that nice piece of grass that you want to take it from. Doesn't make too much difference, but
now this match has really gone to a standstill. Svedanoff ready to take it, and now he is allowed to. just unnecessary at this point.
Yeah, 20 seconds left in the game.
And it has gotten chippy here, unfortunately, and Bridge Massey will be carded. The clock is running.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wolfpack is headed to the second round of the ACC Men's Soccer Championship and will host the first time in program history. Great performance tonight, Brett.
Yeah, great performance. I think the first half for NC State, they were just cruising, you know, and made it comfortable, made it easier for themselves in the second half. Second half did open up a little bit, things got a little bit chippy, but I think NC State were just on another level tonight.
So a 3-0 score line, and number 22 got it started. Drew Lovelace, Santa Maria and Lamai added goals, and there's Drew Lovelace. Hey, Drew, thanks for the time. Scored in back-to-back matches, so you score on senior night, you score tonight. How's it feel?
Yeah, no, it feels amazing. I feel like I'm hitting some good form right at the perfect time, tournament time. And I mean, we just got the team rolling, looking good, so exciting.
Drew, well done, mate. What are you thinking towards the next game?
I mean, we'll see how the results pan out, see who we got, but we're not really worried about who we're playing because we're just doing what we do best, and that's going out and dominating teams. We're not changing the way we play for who we play, and I think that's why we've been so successful this season. So next game, we'll look to do the same.
Hey, Drew, you've got the opportunity to not just play in the next round, but to host and to do it in front of this crowd and the Red Terrors. For a guy that's been here and now a senior, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, no, I mean, to see how much the Red Terrors have grown this season, like from my freshman year to like the crowds we're getting now, like it's unreal, and like the support, everybody on the team feels it, and you know, it drives us, motivates us every game. And so to be able to play in front of them next game, we're really fortunate, and like it's a great advantage for us to be able to play at home in front of those fans.
Well, hey, scored in back-to-back matches. Congratulations, and moving on to the second round.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
As Drew Lovelace for NC State scored the opening goal tonight in the 22nd minute, matching his jersey number. So, third-seeded NC State moving on to the second round, the quarterfinals on Sunday against Syracuse, or Virginia Tech. Syracuse in front now, and again on the bottom side of that bracket, Wake Forest looking for an upset. We'll see. Stanford and Boston College will kick off in just over an hour. 3-0 the scoreline. Great atmosphere and great vibes for the Wolfpack as they advance in the men's soccer ACC championship. For my partner Brad Sweeney and our fantastic crew here in Raleigh, I'm Andrew Sanders saying good night. This has been a presentation of ESPN.